Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope everyone is doing great. It is a hot summer day here in Texas, and I don't know about you, but I love peaches in the summer. And peach is one of my favorite colors. It's beautiful, it's soft, it is just a creamy color. I think about homemade peach ice cream, and it's one of my favorite treats in the summer. And fresh peaches, I love those white peaches. What are those called? Is that what they're called? Just white peaches? But peach is one of my staples, and it is definitely a redhead color. It is good for a lot of people, not just redheads, and it is something that I was very excited to find out that we had a peach product coming out. So we have a brand new product, and it's called the 3-in-1 Peach Bite Palette. So as I'm inviting other people to join, I'm going to show you how you can get so much use out of just one product. So I know that a lot of times we don't want to spend too much on getting just a bunch of different products, and it saves time too whenever you can use one product for multiple uses, right? So today I'm going to show you this brand new palette. A lot of my friends have been waiting for this to come out, and so we're going to get going with it. Let me see. There we go. That looks better. I also wanted to tell y'all a follow-up from yesterday on my curls. I think this is the bounciest my curls have ever been. I am not kidding y'all. Look at that. When I walk, we had to go pick up the twins' birthday cake yesterday, and I was walking and I could feel my curls bouncing. So if you have curly hair, if you need a good product for your hair, for your curls, watch my video from yesterday, message me, comment, whatever, and I'll get you the information. But literally, these are the bounciest my curls have ever been, and I am loving, loving, loving this little combo I've got going. If you have curly hair, you understand that it is hard to get a good rhythm going, a good product combination, and your hair is constantly changing, and you're always trying to figure out what it wants and what it needs, less moisture, more moisture, all that kind of stuff. So let me know, but I'm very happy. I think I'm going to be doing my hair curly a lot more, just like I did last summer. It's just so much easier in the summer to do curly hair. Okay, so let's move on, y'all. Okay, today is my twins' happy 14th birthday. So happy birthday, Jenna and Jonah. Jenna and I are going to do some girl time with one of her friends, so we're excited about that. And Jonah is going to do boy time with his brother, so we're all very happy about celebrating their birthdays. We celebrated a little bit last night, but we will continue today. So happy birthday to my twins, and I am going to get started. So I've got my water here because I did not drink enough water yesterday, and I just feel so dehydrated. Y'all, thanks for joining. Sorry if I take a sip of water now and then, but I have just not been hydrating enough. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is we're going to start with my VFX Pro Strobe Primer. And this makes my skin look nice and kind of dewy, and it just really helps combat when you have mature skin and your skin's kind of dry. It's going to really make your skin glow, okay? So I compare this, if you've watched me before, you know, I compare this to the MAC Strobe Primer, which I've got over here. I used to use it all the time, and it was my favorite. And then when I started with pharmacy, I found out that they had a strobe primer, and I was like, yes. So with primer, what primer does is it gives you a nice smooth surface to start with. So you really want to make sure that your primer is really rubbed in, because what it's doing is all those little pores and uneven places in your skin, it's kind of filling in those gaps and making it just nice and straight and level. So if you think about whenever, you know, you're leveling something off or you're filling something in, that's what this is doing. It's just filling all those little spaces in, and then, you know, you've got a nice level playing field for your face. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my CC cream, and I'm using the medium to dark 04 because I did do self-tanner yesterday and I'm pretty tan. I don't know what it is about the self-tanner. I love this self-tanner. It's called Bondi Sands, but I always feel like I don't get enough on my forehead, and I actually tried to concentrate on my forehead yesterday and I still feel like my forehead is not as tan. But we're going to level all that out too with the CC cream. CC means color control, so that is very helpful when you have freckles, when you have hyperpigmentation, when you have redness. Y'all hear me say this all the time if you watch me, but that's why you want to use a CC cream as opposed to another foundation if you have those issues. So I definitely do with freckles and everything, so I like to use the CC cream. And I did not mean to get it quite that far. So I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to do one side and then we'll do the other. And we'll see. We will just see. I have been busy this morning getting ready for our day. So you don't have to use much. I use a foundation brush. Leah uses her fingers. Some people use makeup sponges. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. But I really like, when I want a really good coverage and I want my makeup to look pretty flawless, I'll use a flat foundation brush. If I want a little less coverage and to look a little more natural and have my freckles show a little bit more, I'll use a buffer brush because those bristles are further apart and they're looser, and so it's going to give me less coverage. It's going to give me just a lot less coverage when I apply it. So that is the difference. And a beauty blender is great. A little sponge, whatever. It doesn't have to be Beauty Blender brand. But those are awesome for applying foundation too. One thing about sponges is really to get the best use out of a sponge, you want to wet it. And to be honest, I just think it's kind of a pain to have to get up and go and wet my sponge and come back and when I'm in the middle of doing my makeup. So I've used sponges in the past, but I really like this. Okay, so you can see how on this side things are covered. We're going to kind of blend that in right there. So you can see how my skin looks all one color. And then on this side, it still has all the different hyperpigmentation, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and do my eye concealer too, so you can see how that works. So we're going to put a few dots of concealer. And I'm gently, it's a very light color, so it shows up, but I'm gently putting that on there. And we're going to tap it in. Hey, girl. Are you on your way? Are you getting on your way? Leah's coming to see me. So I'm just moving that around with my ring finger. When you have mature skin, the skin under your eyes, if you are too rough with it, and sometimes when you use a brush or something that's a little more, you have more force, it's going to accentuate any fine lines you have. So I have found that this concealer is great with my fine lines. It does not accentuate them. It doesn't settle in. Part of that is because I've used my primer, so that really helps. So I'm just tapping that in, spreading it around. And you want to come down kind of in a pyramid, like a upside down pyramid, a triangle. You're going to go down like that. So I'm just spreading that around. So I want y'all to see the difference. So here is the side with concealer, and here's the side without. See how much more bright my face looks? And then when we get to the eye primer, then you'll be able to see the difference with that too. And we'll do that once I have it on both eyes, the concealer. So I'm going to do this side now and make it match. And it doesn't take a lot. I always put it on the back of my hand. It's just easier for me to do. Squeeze a little bit out. You can always use more, but like I always say, less is more. And then if you need more in certain areas, go back and add. But be conservative when you put on any makeup product, because you can always add, but it's a lot harder to take away. Also, you don't want to use product that you don't need, right? So I'm just lightly brushing that on. Now this little spot always stands out, so I like to tap a little bit more on, and then I'll probably use, you'll see just a second. I'm so excited about this peach palette though, y'all. Those colors are my fave. I love peachy colors. It gives you that soft boho kind of vibe, right? That's what I feel like. Okay, so as you can see, I still have a lot left. I've got to learn not to put so much on there. You just don't need a whole lot. It doesn't take much. And then I'm going to take just a tiny bit on my fingertip, and see that spot? It's just so stubborn to cover up because it's a lot darker and it's a bigger area. So I'm just going to tap a little bit more on there. You don't want to use concealer on something like this. You can use a an orange or a green. Actually, a green probably would be best. Concealer. But you don't want to use a lighter color because it's just going to look. It's not going to blend very well. Okay, so now I'm going to do my. Thanks for joining everybody that's joined. I'm doing my little waves. I'm waving to y'all and saying hi. Say hi when you join. Ask me questions. I see y'all. I won't call you out, but thanks for joining. Okay, so now we're going to do, as you can see, concealer on this side around this eye and not on this side. So see all those darkness and that hyperpigmentation? It drives me crazy. And it makes your eyes look a lot older than what you are. So this is one way to really make you look younger. So see how I'm just kind of going in a triangle there? I'm going down a little further in the middle. And you want to do that. And you don't want to use a whole bunch because it settles under your eyes. Whenever you, it can settle if you use too much. Now I've had really good luck. This concealer is compared to Shape Tape, which Jenna has used in the past, and it is excellent concealer. I mean, excellent. And before this, I was happy. You know, y'all know I was with another company, and I was super happy with a lot of their products. But there was a lot of reasons why I moved. If you want to know, ask me. But I started using these and I'm like, I love this concealer. It's easier to move around to me and it does not settle as much as the other one did. And it is very much like Shape Tape. Okay, so see how that brightened up my eyes and just made me look more awake and alive? And now I want to show you what the primer does. When you put primer on your eyelid, so it's just a little bit, and you're going to swipe it on there. And it really brightens up your eyelid too. And it just gives you a little bit more coverage. It also gives you a great foundation for eyeshadows. It's going to make them pop. There's a subtle difference there. You can see it better in person, but maybe you can see. But it does really help. Now, y'all heard me say this, that watch. Before this, I was never a huge eyeshadow primer person. Excuse me. I had used Urban Decay, and literally I bought it, I used it, and I hated it, and I sent it right upstairs to Jenna. For Urban Decay, it's hard for me to blend colors, and this doesn't give me that problem. So that's why I like this one so much better. Okay, so now we're going to do brows. If you've watched me, this is how I do my brows. I love doing brows with eyeshadow. It's great if you don't, it's a lot more forgiving than a pencil and easier to control. Once you get the hang of it, it is an amazing option. We have this little bitty palette that has 3 eyeshadows, and they're kind of peachy colors too. So this would really go well with the peach palette I'm going to show you in a minute. But what I do is I spray an angled brush. See that angled brush? I spray it with some setting spray. This is our BeFit setting spray. And it's great for summer because it is for like working out, and when you're being active, it's going to really help stay on. And then what I do is I start underneath and I follow my brow line. If you're like me and you don't have perfect brows to begin with and they're very light and kind of sparse, my stomach's growling, then it's great because you can just kind of make your brows be what you want them to be instead of having to, worry about it catching on each hair, which a lot of other brow products are going to catch on the hairs. Well, if you don't have hairs there, then it's harder to control. Does that make sense? Y'all may have experienced this yourself. But when you use a shadow, and there are brow shadows too, there's, brow pomades or things like that. But this color just works really well for me. And so I use it. So you can see I kind of missed a spot. So I'm going to spray my brush again, get a little bit more on there. And I'm going to go back in, and instead of kind of moving it this time, I'm just going to kind of press it right there. Lightly. We don't want it to look solid. You still want to have little hair. See how I'm just lightly going up like that? And that's it. So you can see when you're really close, you can see how I did individual hairs, and it's not solid. You don't want to have just a solid brow. We'll go on to the next one. I think we may be having dogs barking in a minute, and if so, I apologize. I think they're here doing our yard, and the dogs will go nuts. They've been sleeping so nicely over there. I may have to close the blinds. Can y'all hear it? It seems like anytime on the day they do my yard, it's always when I'm doing a video. Gonna get a little bit more, and we're gonna just make little strokes up. I get a lot of questions about brows, so I try to spend time every video showing y'all how to do them. So see how I need a little bit more right there. So I'm going to spray my brush again. We're going to get a little bit more, and we're going to go in and do that. Okay, just a little tutorial too about brows. I try to do this a lot because I always have people asking, and when you do your brows, if you want to know where to start and where to go. Thank you, April. Hey, Chris, I didn't even see y'all's comments. I had to scroll down to see them. If you want to know, oh no, one of our signs fell. If you want to know how to start, you're going to take your brush, you're going to put it on the outside of your nose, and you're going to go straight up in a line, and that's where you start. So right there, right, it's right underneath my brush where I started. See that? And then if you want to know where to do your arch, especially if you don't have like really defined brows, take your brush, do it at a diagonal through your pupil, and that is where your arch is. And where to end, you take your brush, put it on the outside of your nose, you go on the outer corner of your eye, and that's where you stop. Isn't that nifty? And once you get the hang of it, you don't have to put your brush there. You just know, and you're gonna do it every time. Okay, now I wanna show y'all how to make your brows look really sharp and crisp. And I love this. What did I do with my concealer? So we're gonna put just a tiny, tiny bit of concealer, I mean very, very little, on our brush. And we're gonna go underneath, and we're just gonna outline that. It's just a tiny, tiny bit. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on top. Tiny bit. And this is gonna make your brows really defined and really look amazing. So can you see the difference? It's subtle, but I promise you it's there. And it cleans up if you've done any kind of, especially when you're starting and you're like, I made a mistake. Don't worry, this is how you clean it up. Just blend it out. There you go. Nice crisp brows, yay. All right, now for the fun part, y'all. Our new palette, I'm so excited. It's called, let's see. I had never done my brows either, y'all. I had never done my brows before, like I started selling makeup, and that was 5 years ago, something like that. And I had never done my brows. I was in my 40s and I'd never done my brows.
You
hey, girl.
You're in your 40s and you've never done your brows?
Yes, I know. My daughter's here now.
Tell me about it.
Okay, Jenna, I'm gonna do this real quick. Okay, I've got to.
Just say hi, Sarah.
Oh, hi, Sarah. So this is it. This is the new palette. Hey, girl, we'll come and get you in just a few minutes.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. So I love these colors. We're gonna use them on my eyes, my cheeks, my contour, and my highlight. Okay, so let us start. Okay, so I am going to do, hey, Regina. Regina, they're going to start singing yeah, it reminds us of, what is it, Jenna? Why am I forgetting? Mean Girls. Okay, so,
Yes.
I know, I'm crazy. All right, so I'm going to use the highlight color on my lid because I like a little sparkle on my lid. We're just gonna take it and pat it, and this is the first time I've used it. Oh, I love it. That was the birthday girl. And did y'all see that I put a little bit in the corner to give my eyes a little sparkle? That is a pretty color. Do y'all like it? Hey, Stace. Uh-oh. They started hearing, she woke them up when she came in here. So when I'm putting this on, I'm patting it on and then I'm blending it out. Because when you pat it, you're going to get a more intense color than when you brush it. So I want that full color right there, and I'm just going to pat it. I love that color. It's so pretty, y'all. Okay, so now for my crease, I am going to use the blush color, which is the really peachy color. You can see I'm not packing that as much. I'm sweeping it. And I'm going all the way over. And because I have hooded eyes, I'm going a little above the crease. I'm not just staying in the crease. And it's a light color. It's really pretty. It's not overpowering. It's a great color for summer. Uh-oh. Bandit saw the yard people. He's got to protect our castle. I love using palettes like this for multiple purposes. It's just so much fun and so easy. Okay, so we've got that in our crease. And then on the outer corner, I'm going to use the contour. And I'm using the same brush for all of this. I may use a smaller brush here in just a second to make this contour pop just a little bit more. We're gonna go with a little, so the more intense you want the color to, use a smaller, tighter brush. So I'm gonna go to this brush, Bandit, and we're gonna put it on the outer corner. See how I'm just staying on the outer corner with that? Sorry about the dogs, y'all. Those little roughs. Hi, baby. And now I'm going to take an even smaller brush, go back in with that contour, and pat it on my lash line. I want this to be a soft look and not one with eyeliner. But this is a way to still have a soft look and have a color at your lash line. And I'm gonna go underneath too, just a little bit. Staying on that outer corner and blending. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now let's go on the other side. Do the same thing. And I've just turned this little peach palette into an eyeshadow palette. So don't be intimidated by products. I've used lipsticks on my eyes. I've used matte lipsticks on my eyes. I've used all kinds of stuff. You can use whatever. Bandit. He's just trying to protect us, y'all. And that's Pixie. Reese was too unmotivated to protect us, I guess. So we're just staying on that outside corner. Again, just making a soft little look. What do we think? Do y'all like it? I like it. I'm even going to put just a tiny... Oh, now I can't open it again. Well, there we go. I'm going to put a tiny bit with a fluffy brush. Actually, I'm not. I was going to put some on my brow bone, but I think I'm just going to leave that because I want that to be a lot lighter. Okay, so let's do mascara, and we're going to go with Deep Black today. We'll try not to get it in my hair. We're going to start at the lash line, wiggle it and pull up, wiggle it and pull up. My hair. If I don't pull it back, we're going to end up with a ringlet that's black, I'm afraid. Remember to go all the way to your lash line though, or you're not going to coat your lashes, and you're going to have a space in between your lashes and your lash line that's not coated. And if you've got light eyelashes like me, that's not going to look good. Y'all know I love these mascaras so much. You have no idea. They're the best. What do y'all think? I like some lashes. I love this mascara. It is crazy good. Look at the difference. It's amazing what mascara does when you have blonde eyelashes. We're going to do the same thing over here. And mascara is all about being patient. You can't really hurry mascara. So just take your time. Y'all hear the yard people? I can't believe the dogs aren't going nuts. It's amazing what this mascara does to my lashes, though. All right. We got that done. So now let's use the peach palette to do the rest of my face. We're going to do contour first. So we're going to use that darkest color for a little contour. I'm going to contour my nose. This is a very brown highlighter. I mean contour. There we go. Tiny bit right up there, not much. And then around my jawline, this is how you slim your jawline and define it. Oops. Okay, now we're going to do highlighter. I'm going to go down my nose, tip of my nose, I like it because it's kind of a bronzy color. It's not super, it's not super light. Oops, wrong one. I'll put it on my cheekbones and my cheeks because I like that glow. And then I'm just going to lightly dust whatever's left. Okay, now I'm going to do the blush on my cheeks. I love a peach blush. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit more blush on. And then, what do y'all think? Do you love it? I love it. I'm in love with this palette. Yay. All right. Now, for lips, I'm going to go with Goddess. And it is a great color to complement this. And then I'm going to put lip gloss over it. Y'all know I love gloss, so you could just go with a gloss. But if you like color, this is a good one. This matte liquid lipstick stays on too, y'all. I mean, it stays on. Isn't that a great peachy color to go with this? I think so. I almost want to leave it just like that. But I did promise y'all gloss, so. There we go. There is our peachy look for summer. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you liked it, please like, share, comment. As usual, I love those. It really helps me out when y'all do that, and helps more people be able to see this, and that's how I get new viewers and new customers and all that great stuff. So I will be talking to y'all soon. I'm going to go do our fun little girls jaunt with Jenna for her birthday and her friend, and Leah is going to join us at some point. So I will see y'all soon. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.